Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Yarusha and I am a 5th year medical student at Medical University of Sofia in Bulgaria. Today's video is very special. Today I am doing my first ever collab, and today I'm collaborating with another student and YouTuber who goes by the name of Saad. So Saad is a dentist and he goes to Plovdiv Medical University, which is also in Bulgaria.
Hi everyone, my name is Saad. Thank you Yarusha for introducing me. I am a dental student at Plovdiv Medical University and I'm known as Future Dentist Saad because I want to be a dentist eventually.
Both of us have been getting lots and lots of questions from you guys, and thank you for all the questions first of all. And in today's video we are going to be doing Sofia versus Plovdiv Medical University frequently asked questions video. So we have done two videos. We've done one video with some of the questions on my channel, and we've covered some of the questions on Saad's channel. So after you watch this video, make sure to head over to his channel to check out the rest of the questions, and we both hope that you will find this video very helpful. And do make sure you subscribe to Saad's channel, and if you've still not subscribed to my channel, what are you even doing? Please subscribe to my channel. And if you have any more questions, keep sending them in my Instagram, commenting them in the comment section below. And now, without any further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, so what's gonna happen is that we have both compiled a list of topics that you guys wanted us to discuss, and in this video I will discuss some of the questions, and over on Saad's channel he will be discussing some of the questions. So in my video, the questions I'm going to discuss today with you guys include the exams, the tuition fee and loan situation, how the transition back to the UK works after you graduate, a little bit about the social activities that are available in both universities, and what modules you actually study in the first year in medicine and in dentistry. So what we're going to do is we're going to take turns. So I'll answer the question about these topics first, and then Saad will weigh in with his own experience. So before I begin, something that a lot of people don't know about me is that when I was doing my first year of my degree, I actually did dentistry. So it's a funny story. I wanted to do medicine, but there was no places on the medicine course in that year because I applied a little bit late. So I started doing dentistry. So throughout my first year, I did all the dentistry subjects, all the modules, all the practical work. And in my second year, after I had finished, I transferred into the second year of medicine. Anyway, so the first question that I'm gonna talk about is the exams. So as far as I know, in the medical universities in Bulgaria, almost all universities have the same type of grading system, and it's very different from England. So in England, as everybody knows, we have the A, B, C grading system. So I think the grade boundaries are like more than 90% or more than 85-90% is an A grade, and then after that is B grade, and then C, and then D, and then if you fail you get a big fat U. But in Bulgaria, the grading system is a numerical system. So instead of A, B, C, we get graded from 2 to 6. So a 6 is equivalent to an A, 5 equivalent to a B, and so on and so forth. Almost all exams, you get examined like an interview by a professor. So pretty much every exam in every year has 2 or 3 parts. One is a theoretical part, one is a practical part, and some exams also carry a multiple choice part. So some exams will have a stop test part. So for example, if you have a stop test in histology, that means first you'll get multiple choice question exam, and after you've done that, if you don't pass that, you cannot progress any further. But some exams you don't have any stop test, which means first you do the multiple choice part, then you do the practical part, then you do the theoretical part, and all the marks from the 3 parts get averaged, and then you get your grade. And also one thing which is very important and very different from England is that you get given your grades straight away. So in the beginning of the year you get given student passport or Kanishka, which I've shown in one of my previous videos. All your exam grades get written in your Kanishka after you finish your exam straight away.
So the first question, as Yarusha said, is about the exams. As far as the exams go at Plovdiv Medical University, we have exams in January and exams in summer. In January, you'll normally have 3 to 4 exams, and then in summer, you'll have around 6 exams as well, just to decrease the number of exams you have all in one go. Between exams, you'll probably have around a week or so break as well, just to give you some time to relax and, get your mind back in the game and do some more revision and get ready for the next exam. As far as the grades for the exams go, we are graded from a 2 to 6 point system. If you get anything 3 or above, it's considered as a pass, and 6 is obviously the highest. You can't get anything below a 3, such as a 2 or a 1. It's considered as a fail in the exam, which you will probably have to resit. Now, when it comes to the structure for the exam, it can differ depending on different subjects. For example, you could just have an MCQ stage, and then an essay stage, and then an oral stage. Or you could have a practical stage, then an MCQ stage, then an essay stage, then an oral stage. And you have to pass each and every single stage to move to the next stage. For example, in second year, we had a prosthetics exam, which was 16 hours long, and that was just the practical part of the exam. And after passing that practical part, we were allowed to go and sit the multiple choice question part. After passing the multiple choice question part, we were allowed to go and write our essays. And after passing our essays, we were finally done with that exam, and we got an overall grade from 2 to 6. Just as the structure of the exam can differ, the results can also differ. For example, with some subjects you will get the result on the day, but then with other subjects you have to wait a few weeks before you can get your results. Now, as far as failing in exams are concerned, every single year there is a session for resits after your summer holidays, where you are allowed a chance to resit those exams that you may have failed in January or in summer, and try to pass them. If unfortunately you can't pass those exams, you have to follow one of these 2 rules. If the exam is a compulsory exam, then you may have to reset that entire year. But if the exam is a non-compulsory exam, meaning you don't have to pass it within that year, then you're allowed to carry that exam on to next year and try to pass it in the next year's resit period. But every single year you're allowed a certain number of resets. For example, in first year, I think you were allowed to carry on 2 exams to the next year, where you could resit them then and pass them. And from second to third year, I think you were allowed 3 exams, and it just keeps going like that. But obviously try your best not to fail an exam. But if you do, we are all humans. We're not gonna always get 100% in every exam. It's fine. Just remember that there is a resit session, and remember you're gonna work hard and you're gonna smash it in the resit.
The next question that we got was, what modules do we do in first year? So I'm just gonna list out the first year medicine modules. So we do cytology, general histology and embryology. We do medical ethics. We do biology, physics, chemistry, anatomy. We also do Latin language and Bulgarian language, and that's about it. Yeah.
Now, as far as the modules and the subjects that we do in first year, the subjects that we did were cytology, histology and embryology, which was just one subject we had a practical and a lecture for. We also had biology, which we had a practical and a lecture for. So here's the list of all the subjects that we had in our first year. We had cytology, histology and embryology, medical physics, biology, physical education, PE, where you would just go to your practical lessons, play football, or go to the gym or do some sort of exercise. We also had anatomy, chemistry, Latin and Bulgarian.
This question is also a short and sweet one. Lots of people want to know what the tuition fee is. So also, all this information that I'm giving, you can also find it on the university website for my uni, which I will leave the link for in the description box in my video. So check that out if you want to. So the tuition fee for training in medicine and dental medicine in English language is 8,000 euros per year, which makes 6,985 pounds, which is paid in 2 installments. So you pay half the tuition fee in the first semester and then the second half in the second semester. So it works out to be 7,823 lev per semester.
Now, Plovdiv Medical University, as far as tuition fee is concerned, it is 8,000 euros a year, which can seem like a lot, which is why the university introduced this thing where you can pay the tuition fees in semesters. So you pay 4,000 in the first semester and then 4,000 again for the second semester. As far as loans are concerned, which a lot of people have been asking about, there used to be loans at the university, but I think they've stopped them now. So the university does not offer student loans anymore, but you might be able to get a loan from a bank by yourself if you can, and try to pay that back afterwards. Now, when it comes to how you pay for the university, when it comes to first year and your first application, everyone recommends you pay your first fees in cash when you actually go to the university, because it helps your application process faster. But you can also pay online through TransferWise. I've done a video on TransferWise and how I pay my university fees and my rent and my electricity and all of that through it. So I recommend you check out that video on my channel as well.
Next question is also a very popular question. Before people move abroad, everyone wants to know what the living costs are like. So I'm just going to discuss the living costs based on my personal experience. And I will also leave a link to a website in the description which tells you comparatively what the living costs are like in Sofia or any other city in Bulgaria compared to where you currently live. So you can use that tool to try and calculate, and also keep in account these costs are based on my personal experience. Anyway, so in Sofia, the living costs are considerably more than elsewhere in Bulgaria, because comparatively it's like living in London and being in England, so everything is a little bit more expensive. So me personally, I pay around 650 to 700 lev in rent per month. In euros it would be around 300 to 400, around 400 euros per month. And it depends also in which neighborhood you live in. So if you decide to live in the center of Sofia, which is where everything is accessible, there's malls, there's trams, supermarkets, the university campus. So if you live in the center, it's a little bit more expensive, except the things are more accessible, so you will save like on travel and stuff. But if you live outside of the center, for example, there's a place called Dentistry in Sofia, which is a student city. If you decide to live there, it is a bit of a trek away from uni, but things are so much cheaper there because everything is based around student living. So it depends on where you live, and that is something that you should keep in mind when you're traveling abroad and planning on how you are going to budget yourself. Other things like eating out and stuff, from my experience, if you go to like McDonald's and stuff, you could get a decent meal, like a combo meal for like £5, which is like roughly 10 lev, 11 lev. So £1 is equal to around 2 lev at this moment. I think 2 lev or 2 point something, but the transfer rate keeps changing, so that is also something you should keep in touch and keep in mind, I mean. And also traveling costs, like I use a monthly travel card, so that sets me back around 22 lev per month, which is almost like £10. So that's really good, because in Sofia it's like a really well connected city, so you can reach almost anywhere, any part of the city in a public transport. So they have like trams, trains, metro, trolleybus, so you can use that. But if you decide to travel by taxis and stuff, that is considerably like 2 to 3 times more expensive. And yeah, I think eating out and stuff and going grocery shopping and stuff is a little bit more expensive. I pay around 70 to 100 lev per month on my grocery shopping when I do like a big shop, when I buy like washing up liquid, detergent, stuff like that, and like just my monthly food supplies. So yeah, these are some things that you should like research more into.
Now, as far as the costs for living are concerned in Plovdiv, it costs on average around £4,000 to £5,000 if you're budgeting and saving money and not spending money excessively. But obviously everyone has their own needs and their own requirements. I know people that are spending around £7,000 to £8,000 a year just on the living costs, and if that is you, then it is just you. But as far as comparing the prices of everything in Plovdiv compared to the UK, I found this website which explains it really well. On the website it says the cost of living index in Plovdiv is 45.99% lower than in Manchester in the UK. So that should explain how much cheaper it actually is to live in Plovdiv. And as for the rent in Plovdiv, it is on average 72.34% lower than the rent in Manchester. So that should explain a little bit more about the rent prices as well. This website also has a whole lot of prices of other things that you can get in Plovdiv while you're there. And being someone who lives in Plovdiv, I'd say that the website is pretty accurate. So we'll put a link to that in the description. You can click on it to find out more about the prices in Plovdiv. But note that on the website it says that apartments that are near the city centre are cheaper. The university is not near the city centre. The city centre is actually about I'd say 20 to 25 minutes walk from the university. So I wouldn't recommend looking for an apartment near the city centre unless you're planning to bike here or bus here or taxi here every single day, because it is quite a walk.
So the next question is about transitioning back to the UK. People want to know how they'll be able to come back. So for this, I didn't really found a definitive answer. Like I know the year before me who has just graduated have almost all of them have already found job as foundation year 1 doctors, but that is also because there's a fast track graduation GMC accreditation thing going on right now due to the COVID pandemic, because they need doctors in England at the moment and fast, so everyone's been able to find a job. But as far as I know, there are some pathways available for graduates from the Europe, such as the Doctors Direct pathway. I'll also leave a link to that in the description box below so you can check that out. But other than that, there are also rules on the GMC website, which I can also link in the description, so check that out. So far, what I know is that unless you're from a country outside of Europe, you don't need to do a PLAB or anything like that. But what I do know is that there is a proposed UK MLE entrance exam. So I don't know when this entrance exam will start, but it has been proposed. So do keep an eye out for updated details. The situation is evolving regarding what the entrance requirements will be for graduates from the Europe. So I can't for certain say right now, but I will know more about that, and I'm sure in the future I will be making more videos about applying to come back to the UK, so keep an eye out for that.
First transition back into the UK after we graduate. This year is actually going to be the first year of graduates of dentistry that we're going to have from our university. So I'll try to get someone who is currently graduating and in 6th year to come on my channel and talk about what it's like to graduate and move back to the UK after doing your dentistry in Bulgaria. I am currently in talks with a few people, so I recommend you subscribe to my channel and just stay tuned for that video. But what I have heard so far is that it should be a smooth transition from Bulgaria to the UK, where you might need to do 1 or 2 tests and then you get your dental license and you can start practicing.
So the last question that I'm going to be answering in this video is about social activities, which is my favorite fun part of being at university. So social activities in Sofia universities, you can find so much to do. Some weekends there's so much to do that you actually have to do multiple things in a day. Like we have a lot of extracurricular societies in my university. So students have organized these groups that put up events every week. So there are societies that could like please any interest. So there are societies for sports, like we have badminton, tennis, we have football, basketball, we have a rounders team for girls. I know in England rounders is very popular. We have societies for like cultural interest. We have South Asian Society, which I am the president for, and we put up so many like South Asian and Bollywood themed events. We have a dance society. We have some also religious societies. So if you want to practice your faith, we have Christian society, Muslim society. I think we also have a Hindu society, but I'm not really sure. But all of this information you can find in on the social media. We have like a Instagram account for almost every society in Medical University of Sofia. If you want to know more about each of those, you can send me a message and I can signpost you to the specific pages, so you can get to know people of your interest even before you come. So that's a really fun stuff. And also for social activities, we have a fantastic freshers event every year before we start, which was started around 3 years ago by me and some of my friends. So we started doing a freshers event, and now every year we do a bigger and bigger social freshers event. And we in 2019 were even sponsored by an agency to put up the event, which made it so much better. We have food, we have activities, we have games, we have loads of stalls, you can meet people, and it's a fantastic day. So there's that, so you can meet friends and make friends on the very first day of university. And we also have like a lot of student parties, so if you're into that, we have a lot of parties going on for like we have Halloween events, we have Christmas events, New Year's events, you name it. So there's lots and lots going on the social front, so you don't need to worry about not having anything to do. And I'm sure when you come, you'll make so many friends doing all these social activities. So I feel like that's a win for Sofia University.
Interesting. Now, obviously, you don't want to be bored in Bulgaria. So, loads of you have been asking about these, the question about social activities in our universities. So, in Plovdiv medical universities, every single year they have freshers events where they have different clubbing events and non-clubbing events. So, whichever one you want to go to, it's up to you. For example, when I first joined, they had paintballing, they had zombie run, and they had loads of other activities going on throughout the year. Also, when you first start university on your orientation day, you have the chance to join societies such as we had the MSA, which was the Muslim Students Association, we had the CU, which was the Christian Union, we had the MSOM, we had the Dental Students on a Mission, then we had FDIA, which is Future Dentists in Action, and there's so many different societies that you can join which can make your time at the university so much more fun. I've actually done a whole video on what the orientation day is like at Plovdiv Medical University, so check it out on my channel and I'm sure you will enjoy it. But since that was the last question on the list, I would just like to say thank you all for your time, and thank you, Yarusha, for inviting me onto your channel. This has been one of the most fun collabs I've ever done, and I hope you guys will come over to my channel, subscribe and check out my video as well, where I talk about all of these other topics. That's all for me. My name is Future Dentist Saad, and I'll see you guys on my channel.
This was it from me for this video, guys. Thank you so much for liking, commenting and subscribing. I hope you guys found this video helpful and useful, and subscribe to Saad's channel, subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much for all the people who have already subscribed, and we shall both see you again in another one. And until then, in the quarantine, stay inside, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one. God is great. Bye.